Sir, my question is how I can grow spiritually?
Uh, here is my view on it. अगर आप एक spiritual path में हो, तो the goal that you have is enlightenment, right? We say Buddha was enlightened. We say Ramakrishna Paramahansa was enlightened, right? What does it mean to be enlightened? What does that mean, right? So we say it as कि भाई they understood the nature of reality and the nature of world in a way that we don't understand. What is the difference in Buddha, ya Ramakrishna Paramahans, ya anybody else who we believe who has achieved enlightenment? What is the difference pre-enlightenment and post-enlightenment? बाहर की दुनिया तो वही है. So what changed? Something changed here. What changed was the perspective of looking at the world. What does it mean to be enlightened? So there are parts of life जो आपके बिल्कुल control में नहीं, right? So one of the things that you have to learn to do if you want to go down a spiritual journey is you have to learn to accept that as a reality and surrender to those parts, so to say. ये हम मेरे control में नहीं. But then you also have to identify those parts that are in your control. You have to build a life जो actionable life है आपकी. You have to build a life that is aligned with who you are. If you can build a life that is aligned with who you are, truly, then you're enlightened. Because then you have harmony and peace inside. So you could be enlightened as a yogi, but you could also be enlightened as a CEO. What matters is what you are acting out aligned with who you are? If it isn't aligned with who you are, फिर आपके अंदर ना हमेशा वो एक void, वो dissatisfaction रहेगा ही, and with time वो बढ़ता रहेगा. So let's use Buddha as a small example. So Buddha had this great life in a palace, right? जहाँ पे he was protected from any kind of suffering whatsoever, right? And then जब he encountered suffering, तो इतना वैराग जाग गया that he had to go on this journey. What did he do after attaining enlightenment? He formed disciples and he started spreading his message. Well, why? Why do that? He acted, na? What he did, in my estimation, is instead of वो वाली journey जो उसके लिए बनी हुई थी, which is become a king, rule, he became a teacher. He found a path that is aligned with who he was. So उसका भी then जो रास्ता है वो self discovery के through है. क्योंकि to build a life that is aligned with who you are, you need to understand who you are. And understanding who you are is a journey in itself. एक बार आपको वो समझ में आ गया ना who you are and आपका relationship with the world कैसा है, I think that is spiritual development, the best I can tell. And मैं Buddha का example, why do I really like to use, is because Buddha didn't believe in God. Just, I don't know how many of you know this, but Buddhism doesn't believe in the concept of God. Buddhism believes in the concept of consciousness and enlightenment. That they believe in, but there's no cosmic God in Buddhism. In simplest terms, inward journey, man, you have to pay attention to who you are. And once you start understanding who you are, you have to start visualizing what kind of a life is better aligned with who you are. And then छोटे-छोटे changes करके you have to move towards that life. Small changes. You don't want to disrupt things. Buddha disrupt कर पाया because he was a king. Everybody that he was leaving behind had enough resources to be okay. But you can mimic Buddha's path in small chunks.